Well. I just went ahead because I looked up because I started thinking taking the Lord's name in vain. So I looked up Exodus 20 dash 7 of the King James Version, and it says straight, "Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain." So when you say, and you're doing it out of anger, so you're doing it for a reason. God damn these people. God damn what's going on. When you're mad, you're using it in the right sense. Now, when you're using it in irreverence, uh, just like lightly in a conversation, you're not using it for a when you're mad, and you're using it as an emphasis to something that you don't like. You can do that. Well, go watch when he was sworn in, and that preacher did not ask him, "Do you solemnly swear to God?" And he didn't put his hand on the Bible. So he swore no oath of office to God to do anything in the name of God, as this is a Christian country, and Washington D.C. is the Christian nation because Washington D.C. occupies our country. A country cannot be, a piece of land cannot become a country and a nation at the same time. A nation can only occupy a country. Uh, and I'll see if ChatGPT will admit that as being the truth. A nation can only occupy a country. A country is never a nation until it's created to be in an occupation in the country, to occupy it, to control it. Washington, D.C. is a nation occupying America with their gold fringe flag of the military because it's created to honor those of the military. So it's a military flag of honor. That makes it a military flag. And they have it in every courtroom. But they don't have the original Betsy Ross flag of the 13 stars in a circle with the 13 stripes. 13, 13. You know 13 is supposed to be something bad. It's like a curse. 13 states to the north, 13 states to the south in the end, before the Civil War. But in a circle. But the 50-star flag was created later by somebody, by the government. So they don't have the Betsy Ross flag in there. They don't have the regular, what they say is the United States flag. Or the flag, it can only be one of either. An American flag or a United States flag, because the United States resides in Washington, D.C. Does not reside in this country. That's why they put the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Oh, and I found out through ChatGPT that Washington District was created, and that's where the Capitol building was created, or created and was to be placed when it was built. And later, when Congress passed the Organic Act of 1871, They created it as the District of Columbia to incorporate it into a business. But it tries not to admit that it's a business until you say, well, if it's not a business, then how come it does business, makes profit off the prison industrial complex, the military industrial complex, trade and whatever, trade and sales under these U.S. codes. And then it says, well, if it does act like a regular corporation, then it's a corporation. I did get to admit that. It's a corporation built to make profit off of us and everybody else through statutory color of law, codified law, codes, USC, and everything else that they created. All the forefathers created was articles. That's it, articles. They didn't create sections and clauses. They only created articles. Later, sections and clauses was created with other things to, in a way, seem like it's going to benefit us, but it really, they conduct everything in a way that benefits them. So, Trump never swore an oath to God when he got sworn in, and he repeated everything. He didn't put his hand on the Bible. I watched it. Melania's hand was not black under the Bible. Her hands was on both sides of the Bible. That was AI generated, in my opinion, to create havoc and confusion. And no, the fact of the matter is, he didn't swear an oath to God. So there's no taking God's name in vain. There's no being a liar to God. So he's protected from God and what he believes. But God knows. God knows what's in his heart. Because God created him, not Satan. God created him, not Satan. God knows who he is, what he is. From the moment he was born. And everybody's got the rapture wrong. You reread in the Bible, the rapture, the word rapture. It's nowhere in the Bible. It just states that God will take up the evil, those doing harm, bad things to everyone else. And then all of the trees and plants that produce bad fruit, he's got to take them up and then cast them into hell. They don't get this world. We don't get, the good don't get pulled up and it's gone. We inherit the earth. The meek. The meek are the good. Those that do good, they will inherit the world. The earth, I mean. They will inherit the earth. Doesn't even say world. So, that's what it really means. Preachers have probably been misinterpreting it ever since the beginning, that preachers were told, you're going to do it this way, you're going to say this and that, and people will just believe it because you're preaching it, and they ain't going to really read the Bible and then put two and two together. Well, where's that word rapture in the Bible? I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is what it says right here, and then over here in this other scripture, and then in this scripture that goes together. Because that's why they bounced. I always wondered why they bounced around in that Bible instead of just reading it from page to page. Because they found things that match other things from different parts to put it together and then give you a narrative of how things are to work. how you're to act, how you're to be, which is right. Right is might. The meek obtains the earth for doing right through might, getting up and doing good, not just sitting there and, well, I just believe in Jesus and God, and that's good enough, and I'll go to heaven. No, it doesn't say that in the Bible. And when Jesus was alive, for a while he was alive. He didn't even say after death. He just said it while he was alive. The only way to God is through me. Even that contradicts what states in the Bible. No man, false god, false idols, etc. are to be placed before me. To come before me. Jesus came before God. You're to come to me first. Jesus. We already have a personal relationship with God because God created us. And you. Me and you. Jesus didn't create us. Jesus is God's creation. In the flesh. And up there. Because God created everything. With others. Each one had their part. The Elohim. Look it up. Because it states in the Bible, in our image. Not in my image. Not in my likeness. Our. That means there's more than one God. And each of them has a specific task. So, that's what I think. That's what I believe. You all believe what you want. Don't believe your mama. Don't believe me. Don't believe your daddy. Don't believe anyone. Do your research. Look into it. Make sure they know what they're talking about. Just because, oh, I'm your mom, or I'm the authority, or I'm a politician, or I'm a scientist, I'm an expert. That's not good enough. So, you all take care. Bye.